Imagine you are a king, but you have no kingdom. You sit on a golden throne, but your servants ignore your orders. Your soldiers leave their posts whenever they feel like it. Your cooks eat the food before it reaches your table. You wear the crown, but you have zero control. You are a king in name, but a slave in reality. Does this sound like a nightmare? For most of us, this is our daily life. Our mind is the king, but our impulses are the rebellious servants. We tell ourselves we will wake up early, but the body refuses. We tell ourselves we will focus on our work, but the thumb reaches for the phone. We are occupied by 1,000 tiny tyrants: hunger, laziness, anger, and distraction. We have lost our sovereignty. In a land known as the Plain of Gales, there lived a young man named Kale. Kale was talented and ambitious, but his life was a mess. He felt a constant buzzing anxiety because he could never finish what he started. He felt like a leaf in a storm, blown around by every passing whim. One day, Kale traveled to the stable of the Sunday to meet the great tamer. The tamer was an old man who was famous for leading the most powerful and dangerous stallions in the world with nothing but a thin silk thread. Master Kale cried, "The world is too chaotic. Every time I try to build something, a new distraction pulls me away. Every time I try to be better, my own laziness defeats me. How do I conquer the world so I can finally find peace?" The great tamer didn't look at Kale. He was looking at a wild black horse in the corral. The horse was beautiful but terrifying, kicking the dust and baring its teeth. "You want to conquer the world," the tamer whispered. "That is the ambition of a fool. Even an emperor cannot control the wind. But a master conquers the one person that matters, himself." He handed Kale a heavy, rusted iron bit. Stoicism teaches us that temperance, the art of self-discipline, is not a prison. It is the wall that protects your freedom. If you cannot say no to your impulses, you are not a free man. You are a dog on a leash held by your own desires. The tamer told Kale a story of a young warrior who wanted to be the strongest in the land. He spent years lifting stones and fighting rivals, but he had a hot temper. One day, a small child accidentally spilled water on his boots. The warrior flew into a rage and destroyed a nearby shop. He ended up in a cell, his strength useless, his reputation ruined. He could defeat 100 men in battle, the tamer said, but he could not defeat the anger in his own chest. He was a giant controlled by a mosquito. True mastery is not about moving mountains. It is about staying still when the mountain within you tries to shake. This was Kale's epiphany. He realized that discipline was not about being harsh or joyless. It was about integrity. It was about the king finally taking back his throne. The tamer taught him the rule of the 3 breaths. Every time an impulse arrived, the urge to quit, the urge to shout, the urge to hide, Kale had to take 3 slow breaths. In those few seconds, he was creating a space. In that space, he wasn't a slave, he was a judge. He could ask, "Is this action worthy of the person I want to be?" Slowly, Kale began to change. He realized that every time he chose the hard path over the easy one, he was adding a stone to his internal fortress. He started to see discipline as a form of self. Love by saying no to the dessert. He was saying yes to his health by saying no to the distraction. He was saying yes to his dreams. He moved from a state of reactive panic to a state of quiet power. He found that the world outside didn't need to change for him to feel healed. As he gained control over himself, the world seemed to fall into place. People began to follow him, not because he was loud, but because he was unshakable. He had found the ultimate victory. This is the message for us in our age of instant gratification. We are surrounded by dopamine traps. We are encouraged to follow every feeling, to satisfy every itch, and to avoid all adversity. But this path leads to a life of fragility and regret. Stoicism invites you to have a victory over the self. Stop trying to manage the chaos of the world. Start managing the chaos of your own habits, Tonite. Identify one servant in your house that has become a tyrant. Is it your phone? Is it your procrastination? Is it your temper? Challenge it. Just for tomorrow, reclaim your throne. When the impulse screams, take your 3 breaths. Remind yourself, I am the king of this soul. I am the master of this moment. Discipline is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. It is the gold that mends the cracks in your character. Do not pray for an easy life. Pray for the strength to master a difficult one. For the man who has conquered himself is the only one who can truly be called a king.